Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, created in 1909 as a single employee, has grown to an agency of more than 310 employees today. Their combined effort is to enhance and maintain wildlife habitat, conduct research, manage fish and wildlife populations, and enforce wildlife laws on the 69,000 square miles of land and water enclosed within Oklahoma's borders. The department's responsibility is to maintain all terrestrial and aquatic wildlife resources within the state, including not hunted or fished species. It's also charged with regulating the harvest of all species on a sustained yield basis for the benefit of everyone. All resident wildlife belongs to the people of Oklahoma, whereas all migratory wildlife belongs to the people of the United States. The protection and management of resident wildlife is vested solely in the hands of the Wildlife Department. The department owns or manages an estimated 1.1 million acres throughout Oklahoma. The funding to support these areas exclusively comes from the sale of hunting and fishing licenses and from special taxes placed on hunting and fishing equipment. Although the department receives no general state tax revenues, it's proud to be financially supported entirely by sportsmen. The department is divided into divisions, each having a specific area of responsibility. The Administrative Division distributes hunting and fishing licenses across the state and maintains records of all licensed sales. This branch also processes all claims, handles all incoming revenue, maintains all funds and investments, distributes uniforms and equipment, assigns and maintains hundreds of vehicles, handles all department mail, and maintains all records.
In addition, we have an information technology section that a lot of the sportsmen may be using some of those type of programs. One of the new programs we've rolled out is the e-check for deer and turkey. So information technology develops and kind of administrates the computer aspect of that. They also maintain the controlled hunt web application in addition to maintaining the department's computer network for all the employees.
The Fisheries Division is charged with enhancing all sport fishing within the state, whether in a department lake, a federal watershed reservoir, or a private pond. Through Fish Division efforts, Oklahomans can now bait their hooks for fish their fathers only dreamed about.
You know, fishing opportunity in Oklahoma today is better than it's ever been. And we have striped bass fishing that will rival any in the United States. The best paddlefish fishery anywhere is located in northeast Oklahoma. Opportunity for saugeye, blue cats, trophy blue cats, unlike anywhere else in the United States. And Oklahoma is just really a fishing destination.
Personnel within the Fisheries Division provide a wide array of tasks. Hatchery workers capture brood stock for artificial propagation of fish, which are in turn reared and hatched in hatchery ponds, then stocked in public waters across our state. Research biologists continually monitor fish populations across the state. Seining, electrofishing, and even close inspections of individual specimens are necessary to acquire data, which is then analyzed so appropriate management decisions can be made. The Wildlife Division devotes its time and talents to managing wildlife through the creation and enhancement of healthy wildlife habitats. Additionally, game populations are monitored to determine proper harvest strategies that balance populations with their available habitat. Wildlife management biologists also help maintain public use areas, making certain fences are in place, roads are passable, and camping areas are in good order. Personnel may use controlled burning, food plots, or even sharecropping agreements with local farmers to make more food and shelter available for native birds and animals.
The lion's share of our work goes towards huntable species. Those would be deer, elk, antelope, turkey, quail, pheasant, etc. And most of our work is geared towards those species. And not only do we work to manage public lands for hunting opportunity, we also work extensively with private landowners. For example, Oklahoma was the first state in the union to work out a cooperative agreement with NRCS, where we have technicians who work specifically with private landowners who are interested in improving wildlife habitat on their properties. And we administer the Farm Bill programs through NRCS and FSA with the wildlife emphasis.
Wildlife diversity personnel actively assist in public awareness and assistance with those animals that sportsmen don't pursue through hunting. Their duties involve helping secure habitats for rare or threatened species and to investigate environmental problems such as cases of pollution that can affect non-game species.
Wildlife diversity is becoming more important to our landowners and even our urban property owners. We have a program called Wildscaping, and they learn how to bring wildlife to their property, and we also offer opportunities for citizens to watch wildlife. Bald eagle watches are very popular in our state, as well as the salmon bat watches. That's a good example of something offered to get folks closer to wildlife.
The most widely recognized wildlife department employee is Law Enforcement Division's game warden. Each officer is responsible for helping sportsmen comply with the laws and regulations which govern wildlife-related activities.
It's important that we check sportsmen and women out hunting and fishing because our agency is almost entirely funded by the sale of hunting and fishing licenses, so that's why we're pretty strict about making sure that when you're out there enjoying our great outdoors that you have purchased a license to be able to do so.
In addition to apprehending violators, wardens also teach education and safety classes, provide information and guidance to local license dealers, and assist other department divisions in helping the local media by distributing important outdoor information.
Some people think that maybe we have a career, but I look upon it as more of a way of life. And because it's not long when you have been in a community and in a county and you learn the county and you're learning the people, you will forevermore become known as the game warden. Not necessarily who you are, but just that's what you are, and that's what you're always going to be.
The personnel within the department's Information and Education Division function as the voice of the agency.
The information side of the Information and Education Division is comprised of our publications type work. We do a weekly news release. We do production of the hunting and fishing guides, the regulation booklets on behalf of the department. We also coordinate our web production, and then also, of course, our Outdoor Oklahoma television program and Outdoor Oklahoma magazine. And each of those are somewhat unique vehicles that we use as an agency to let people know what's going on, provide information that's of importance to outdoor enthusiasts, and each has a little bit different audience, of course.
Folks of all ages receive vital information about our natural resources through programs coordinated by education and information specialists such as hunter education, aquatic education, and archery in the schools. The Archery in the Schools program introduces thousands of students to the lifetime sport of archery. And the Hunter Education program has played a significant role in all but eliminating hunting-related accidents and increased compliance with laws by teaching safety, ethics, and sportsmanship to hundreds of thousands of students to date. And aquatic resource education programs such as fishing clinics are often held for people right at the water's edge.
And we know that time spent outdoors adds to your quality of life. We know that time spent outdoors adds to your appreciation of our natural resources. And so, again, we have education programs where we try to instill those things in folks and encourage them to participate. And then we also provide the information, how to do it, where to go, what's new, what would you need to know if you wanted to go turkey hunting this weekend, for example.
Each department, division, and personnel has a defined purpose and responsibility, but it's not an island unto itself. It's the cooperation among all department employees which provides the strength for the entire agency.
We have a great agency to work for. People that come to work for the Department of Wildlife, they stay. We have a very lengthy tenure with the agency. They make it a career. People that choose the natural resources field to work in are very passionate about what they do. They love it. That's the ones that we love hiring, and it's just a great agency and a wonderful career opportunity for people.
I know there are people out there just as dedicated and passionate as the employees that we have now that want to contribute to the future of wildlife management in Oklahoma, and I really encourage you to consider a career opportunity with the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. It's a great place to make a difference to the future of wildlife management.